Let's talk about judgment, moms. The judgment that we receive, the judgment that we give, and all of the ways in which we judge ourselves. Let's get right down to it and talk about all of the things that I personally feel like moms should stop being judged for. How we give birth. This is a big thing. It almost feels like it's like a competition or something on who gave birth what way and what's better. And to be totally honest, I mean, come on. We're all moms. Let's just let that go. And then, of course, that post-baby body. I remember people making comments on how I looked after I gave birth. I really want to say that the fact that people do this is just kind of sad. When moms are postpartum, this is a really delicate time for them. It's a beautiful moment where they have their brand new baby, and the fact that people try to come in and steal that joy by making such trivial comments like how you look or how much weight you've gained or how soon you should lose the weight. I mean, let's just get back to the same old, motto that we all know. If you can't say something nice, maybe just shut your mouth. Kids' milestones. This is one that, boy, they make you feel like you're failing as a parent because your child didn't sit up or roll over. I'm going to be totally honest. I had kids that were on the spectrum, so no, they didn't really meet their milestones. And as much as people tried, I didn't care because my kid, my rules, my way. And if they needed all the time in the world to roll over or take that first step, I was right there, cheering them on, nurturing them every step of the way, and I could have cared less who thought what about when they should have done something. Don't allow other people to make you feel like you're less than because your child didn't smile or eat a solid food at the time they were supposed to. Some kids aren't by the book. I had some that were, and I had some that weren't. All of them turned out fine in the end. How moms feed their babies. Oh my gosh, this judgment just has to stop. Bottom line, if a baby's being fed, I don't really care how it's happening. And no one else should either. Childcare decisions. These are the ones that really kind of make that mom guilt pretty heavy. Some moms really love their career and they can't wait to get back to work. And there's nothing wrong with that. And trust me, there are tons of moms who would love to stay home with their kids, but financially, they have to go back to work. And then there's ones who get to be a stay-at-home mom, but there's drawbacks to that too, like loneliness and a real sense of lack of appreciation from those around you. Even if they don't mean to, they just don't realize just how loaded your plate is. When someone decides to send their kid to daycare or preschool or kindergarten really shouldn't be a concern for anyone else. And to be honest, I really don't understand why it is. The choices that other people make really don't affect you. And so they don't really warrant your input. And then we talk about the type of school, public school, private school, charter school, homeschool. I mean, it's kind of endless. And again, it's sort of up to the family to decide what path is best for their child. I'm going to be honest, I'm happy I don't have to make all the decisions for all the kids in the world. It's pretty overwhelming making them for just the 3 that I have. Then we get into the types of moms that we are. Are you a stay-at-home mom? Are you a working mom? Are you a single mom? Are you a young mom? I mean, all I hear is the word mom. It's tough enough to face motherhood. I think it would be best if we could all face it together. Be on the same team, the mom team. It's pretty rough over here. And then we get sucked into this image of what a good mom looks like. We're bombarded with all of these things from social media. It's just not a very correct picture of what motherhood actually looks like. No one really wants to show the struggles or the ugly side, but that certainly doesn't mean that that view doesn't exist. We've all seen that view. Let's stop trying to act like we haven't. A big hot button issue right now is how we choose to discipline our kids, especially in public. I mean, when in the world did it have to be totally quiet in a restaurant for another person to enjoy a meal? We're not in the time where children should be seen and not heard. I don't really think that that's the way any child should have to live. And a kid's outburst in public isn't necessarily a behavioral issue. There could be a lot of things going on that you really have no idea about. And to stand back and judge when you really don't know the story. I mean, are we all just such elitists that we know exactly what everyone else should do in their very separate and private lives? And there's always those people that want to talk about how many kids you have or how many kids you're going to have. You have no idea if the mother of one is just as overwhelmed as the mother of four. Everybody's different. And our stress loads and our level of patience, it's very different too. I remember it wasn't long after I had a miscarriage, a lot of people were asking me, when are you going to have that second kid? It doesn't come from a place of meanness, but it is very inconsiderate, and you have no idea what your question may weigh on another person. And don't get me started on fertility issues. What if she is a mom in her heart? She just hasn't been able to conceive yet, or has been dealt a pretty tragic hand, sometimes multiple times. And let's face it, not everyone wants to have kids, and that's also okay. They're not a bad person or less of a woman because they don't want to have children. It's a personal choice. You know you. So that's all you should worry about. The most insulting of all, how we spend our time. I mean, anytime anything goes wrong, the first thing I hear out of people's mouth is, where was his mother? I mean, is it just the mom that's supposed to be in charge? It's clear society must think so, but they're wrong. Last time I checked, it did take 2 people to create a baby. I've never met a lot of moms who have an extra hobby, but dads, oh yeah, they never miss a game, or they golf all the time, or cards with the boys. And that's why it's even more insulting when everyone expects the mom to always have it together. If you fall apart just a little bit, oh my gosh, here comes the judgment. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was supposed to be perfect. What can I say except we've all been there. We've all struggled. We've all fallen apart. I have cried in the shower a couple of times. Well, more than a couple. Sometimes, no matter how together you have it, it just takes the tiniest little thing to just wreck it all. Sometimes I really do feel like we're just a house of cards and the tiniest little breeze can just... The last thing we need in that moment is your opinion. There are so many things that moms are judged for. And somewhere along the way, that judgment just got so loud that we started turning on ourselves. But motherhood isn't a one-size-fits-all. And there isn't one single way to do this. Every mom is just doing the best that they can with the information that they have, with whatever support is available to them. And when we judge other moms, it's usually not about them. It's about our own insecurities and fears and need for validation. Comparisons don't make us better mothers. It just makes motherhood heavier. Other mothers don't have to be wrong for you to be right. What if we learned to celebrate differences instead of criticize them? So I really want to remind all of the mothers out there, Whether you're a new mother still trying to find your footing, or perhaps you've been a mom for years, your worth is not measured in opinions or comments or expectations. Your body is not something that needs to be fixed, and your choices don't need to be defended. Let's stop judging. Let's stop tearing down others and ourselves. Let's raise our children in a world where mothers are supported and empowered and free to love without apology and free of judgment from ourselves and others.